So how is the vehicle production going for Mullen Automotive? Seems to be on track. That's good. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're doing really well. So Mullen Automotive kind of surprised, I guess, the market in a sense by delivering the news that they will be recognising revenue for the sale of 22 EV cargo vans to the Randy Marion Group. Obviously, that's good news. It means that wherever they are with the production process, they are at a point where they can recognise revenue for 22 of the vans that were booked in and sold by the Randy Marion Group. It kind of came as a bit of a surprise given how the stock has been performing in the last few weeks. However, it's probably not totally surprising that some revenue was going to get recognised this quarter, as that was flagged to be something that's going to come up in the August meeting, that they will have revenue reported. So in the next 10Q filing that the company puts out its financial results, it will show $308,000 in revenue generated for the sale of 22 EV vans. Obviously, they've got a lot more sales booked, over 1,000 or 2,000 sales, I think, booked, about 2,000 sales booked. I can't remember the exact figure, but they've got many more sales booked. So there will be more revenue coming in quarter over quarter, I guess. But yeah, it was good to see that 22 vans are being delivered. And that, I suppose, is a sign that the idea of manufacturing and delivering vehicles this quarter was very much on track. They've met that sort of deadline. I wonder if David Mitchell is going to receive some nice fat share compensation bonus for doing so. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so that was positive news. It wasn't too much to move the needle, but it does push it up a little bit. It does restore a little bit more confidence in the company, I believe. Now, I had a very interesting comment made in one of my video comments the other day about the fact that Mullen Automotive could fall back below 10 cents per share, and if it's there for 10 consecutive days, it will get delisted from the Nasdaq. Now, that's not actually quite the process, but it is a possibility. So I'm going to again give you a bit of a story with Accelerator Technologies, because I have followed the stock quite closely for a few years, and that's actually what happened to the company. So when the stock does fall below 10 cents per share, and Mullen Automotive is dangling above that, and it stays below for 10 consecutive trading days, the Nasdaq can list an immediate delisting action, not immediate delisting action, but a notice of delisting, and that's exactly what happened to Accelerator Technologies. However, there is an appeals process, and that's kind of done behind closed doors from my experience. Nothing was really publicized about the Accelerator process, but basically it's a process where you get a stay of execution, and you have the opportunity to try and manipulate your stock back to being above 10 cent, back above $1 per share, which is why Accelerator Technologies destroyed its shareholder value by doing a 250-for-1 reverse stock split, which followed on from a 25-for-1 reverse stock split they had done less than 12 months earlier. So that got the Accelerator stock price up to over $5 a share. It's been kind of sitting around the $5 range ever since they've done that reverse stock split, finally having a bit of stability. So, if Mullen does happen to find itself in that position, come the August 3 shareholder meeting and the voting on the item of whether reverse stock splits can occur again, the institutions are, of course, going to say yes, and they're obviously going to have all the voting power. But it's probably going to be necessary, really, for the company to remain a listed entity. Obviously, the news today of some revenue being recognised and the delivery of 22 vehicles is good, but it's obviously not enough to really push the needle for Mullen Automotive. There's been such severe dilution happening. The stock price is really beat down. Shorts have been just ravaging it. Reality is we are probably going to have a reverse stock split again soon. Whether or not it's a more urgent one in the sense that the stock falls below and can't get back above the 10-cent mark remains to be seen. But, hopefully it doesn't get to that sort of a desperate situation for two reasons. Firstly, it's another blow of confidence for the business that it can't keep the share price above 10 cents. The other thing, too, is the lower the stock price goes right now, when this very likely inevitable reverse stock split does occur, it means the amount of shares that they have to convert into one new share is going to be even higher. So the lower the stock price is, the worse it's going to be, obviously. And it will have a compounded effect because everyone knows, and we saw it with this reverse stock split that Mullen did earlier this year, that once this happens, it's a big red flag to the market. It often leads to further selling pressures on the stock. And I think, we might see a bit of a repeat of that scenario again. Anyway, so some good news, but still we're staring down a kind of dark tunnel. But if you believe in Mullen Automotive and what their operations are going to deliver and what their vision is for the EV sector, today's a good day. But we still have to take it with a pretty big grain of salt because there's a lot of negativity there that the stock is still facing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this all in the comments below. Do you think were you surprised that the company released that they will be counting 22 vehicle sales in this quarter's revenue, or did you kind of expect that? And how are you seeing this stock playing out longer term? Do you think this is something that's going to help at least stabilize the stock at where it is now, or do you see the stock falling back below the 10-cent mark and facing more immediate pressure from the Nasdaq? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, everyone. May the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.